Dimp Digital presents Idle Game Chat.
Cool.
Hello, apps here from Dimp Digital. Welcome to Idle Game Chat. This is the weekly video games podcast where we give our impressions of the games that you can play today and react to the latest news from the wonderful world of video games. We're here every Monday on your favourite podcast app and YouTube, absolutely free. This week I'm joined once again by the free-time Dimp Digital gaming quiz champion. It's Tom Adkins, not Adcock. How's it going?
Fucking terrible, mate. I'm working on a fucking Sunday.
Yeah, that's a blower, that is.
That's an absolute
Horrible out there
fucking
today as well, freezing.
Yeah, freezing, fucking cold, horrible shit. Yeah, these fucking motors decide to break on you 2 weeks before Christmas, and you go, right.
There's
You don't do work a week.
Yeah, there's very few things that I hate worse than cars, automobiles, and just dealing with all the crap that comes with it. I really do despise it. They're unreliable.
Get me in that fucking Forza. I can crash that into a wall and then just go, oh, respawn. Lovely.
That's the thing that annoys me though. It's like these things break down just out of reliability issues. It's not like you've smashed into it or crashed it yourself.
No.
It's out of your hands.
No,
It's just
went, I ain't working anymore. Fucking deal with that before Christmas, you can.
absolute
Right.
pot luck. And then you go, right, let's take it down the garage. You're like, is this cunt going to fleece me?
Yeah, it goes, right, bend over.
Need a new engine with that? What? It's the flat tyre, mate. Nah, new engine, definitely. You're like, fucking hell.
Oh.
So they're not to be trusted sometimes.
And it was the worst time of the week because it died on the Monday.
Yeah.
So I had Monday off, Tuesday off, Wednesday off. When did Halo come out?
Wednesday.
I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and I had to wait all fucking day. And then I thought I had it pre-installed, so I was like, right, 6 o'clock, lovely. And I was like, here we go. 6 o'clock comes in, and it's like, oh, there's your update, 50 gigs. I was like, fucking hell, I had to wait. I think it kicked in about 9 o'clock at night. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it took a little while. They cut that up a little bit because, the release schedule over here was like 6 p.m, I think it went live. Yeah. And a lot of people, everyone I spoke to, hadn't been able to download or didn't think that they had to go in and separately download the campaign. I thought I'd preloaded it and evidently hadn't.
Yeah, so did I.
And then for those poor bastards that bought it on disc, they couldn't even play it either.
Imagine shop2.net sending that a day early and you're like, yeah, bragging rights, got it, early doors, here we go.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
Madness. And actually, to play that game, I think you need the internet because you have to download the patch. So we've got Xbox One, Don Matrix, that's come back and finally been installed in stealth. No one gives a fuck.
Fucking hell.
I think John Lindemann of Digital Foundry wasn't too happy when he found out about that. Because it's not a physical... It's no... The whole point of having a physical game is that you wouldn't need to, in theory, need the servers at any one point just to play the game in its native form. But you wouldn't have to do that on that, so...
I wonder how that's going to shut down one day then, and that game will just be redundant on disc.
I suppose if you've downloaded it already, but the point is if they took it off to download, or I don't know, it's not ideal, but that's the way we're going. I don't think there's any way. The next Sony game might well have that issue as well, where it's too big to fit on the disc. So they say, right, you need to download this 30 gigs off the servers. The disc is a key, and that's your lot. And then you're down that road already at that point, but. We'll have to see how we get. Busy-ish week, but the Game Awards definitely dominated proceedings. We did have some news about Sony as well. Schreier leaking some potential streaming and subscription options, including some backwards compatible bits and pieces. Don't want to get too much into that just because it is rumour and innuendo. Sony, spring is what was being referenced, so we'll find out soon enough anyway. But the suggestion was that it's a Game Pass competitor. That's how the article was framed. Having read the detail, I didn't see that at all because things aren't coming day. Like as soon as the first party stuff's not coming day one, for me,
is it a Game Pass competitor?
It's not in the same league, is it? It's a different league at that point. But maybe it's just to try. Maybe it's a halfway house. But anyway, when we know more, we can talk about that. But my initial gut feeling was, don't trust Sony to deliver it, at a decent price. To be honest, I can see it being a Game Pass competitor only due to its price and the value not being there. It sounds like they're doing the Nintendo thing where old games are behind a subscription model, so you can't buy them separately, potentially. We don't like that. And then didn't sound like they was going to do anything day one with it. Didn't confirm whether the backwards compatibility was just going to be streaming or whether it was going to be downloads. But Sony will let us know in due time, then we'll pick the bones out of it. But nothing really to do there. But the Game Awards itself, the reason why it's a big bit of news is because it is this big celebration, but the bloody length of the thing this year.
Oh my god, I forgot they do a pre-show, and there's some stuff in that pre-show really.
Yeah, a couple of bits in there.
Watching.
I think they may have given out an award or two, and I was a bit like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
That old slapper, what's her name? Sydney Goodman. Good old girl she is. I like her. Cock up it. But she presented the pre-show. But I think it was about 4 hours long, wasn't it? I was like, right, that's too long.
So the stream was 3 hours 58 minutes, and then I think there was 15 minutes of pre-stream. Then the pre-show started. That was half an hour. So pre-show and full show is around about 3 hours 45 minutes, give or take, probably close to 3 hours 40, which is a fair old wedge. And
Godfather film.
Yeah, it is long, and as I say, if it's long, it comes with great expectations, and I don't think once the Game Awards has ever really delivered on the length versus value of time. No. If it was 20 minutes and it had nothing to show, but all right, that's fine.
Yeah,
that wasn't the case here. We're going to pluck out some bits that we found interesting, not go blow by blow through it by any means. We're going to miss a hell of a lot of stuff because there actually was a lot of volume here when you actually take a look at what was announced, but the significance of a lot of the stuff wasn't A-grade material. And look, this is an A-grade podcast and channel, so we're only going to talk about A-grade materials at the end of the day. That's what the fans want. But it is the Game Awards 2021. They did give out Game of the Year, and it went to It Takes Two, which I found somewhat of a surprise. I felt like Deathloop or Metroid would get it out of the critics. Not that I agree with either of those. I don't know what I'd pick, to be honest. I still don't. And we'll get to ours next year at some point, the proper way to do it. But I felt like it was going to be one of those two because it's a media award at the end of the day. So I was actually quite surprised It Takes Two got it. Came out earlier in the year as well. So usually they get forgotten and binned, don't they? They don't normally make the grade. But old Joseph Fares finally got his... He's sort of been the star of the Game Awards.
He has, isn't he? Yeah, he's such a lad.
He's come full circle, and a few years later he's gone and won the damn thing.
Yeah, I thought that. He's really good. I think in our prediction pod we did a couple of weeks ago, I think I may have predicted that Take Two in. Well, I think I said my head says Takes Two.
Yeah.
And my heart says Metroid Dread. But yeah. Well, it's very minimal show from Nintendo. They sort of they've gone, right, fuck you, Jeff, you ain't dishing shit out.
Yeah.
I suppose well, it's not actually owned by, nothing to do with Nintendo, is it? But maybe Hades not winning and Last of Us winning last year really got up their goat, and they're like, right. But I still haven't played It Takes Two. I have access to it now, so I really do want to play it after that. But yeah, what's his old Joseph? He's an absolute boy. Straight on the mic and he's swearing. I'm like, what a lad.
Yeah, he was loving
He tells people to go out and get kids and that. You're like, right. Who's he snatching?
Yeah.
Pissed out of his head, bless him.
He probably was.
Loves it. Yeah, all on his own. He won a couple of awards during the night as well, and they kept him on the floor. They're like,
yes, it's funny. Yeah, they won best multiplayer and I think best family game. I'm just scanning through the.
Yeah, it's definitely two awards, I think.
Yeah, best family game, and they were done off screen. They were like, and this is it's one of the things that annoy me about the awards show. 3 hours 45 minutes, including pre-show. Okay, you've bunged awards on the pre-show, which I don't know, maybe you do it, but a lot of the awards, I think more than half of them were just like off screen, like, oh, here's the list of nominees, here's the winner, going to the developer, no congratulations. It's a bit like. We know it's not an awards show, but it's really the veil is just completely gone now. It was gameplay announcements, and this year, honestly, the ads, the commercials, the
oh my god,
fucking Grubhub.
Grubhub. Is that their version of Just Eat?
I think so.
Same
Yeah, I
logo?
don't know. Yeah, I tried I couldn't get hold of it. So we don't operate in your area, and I was like, well, no grub for me then. There's like was it Vision like fucking
Vision, yeah, the 5G.
5G.
The fucking had some bird and some bloke coming up saying they're streaming. I was like, fuck
Chevrolet
off, mate.
sponsored the most accessible game, and I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
it was just, it felt like, you know, when you watch YouTube nowadays, and I feel like it's got worse recently, and then you watch
really
like a 20-minute video, every 3 minutes you'd have an ad interruption. It felt like that.
It's pushing me into buying that premium or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Well, if Jeff did a premium game awards, I might pay for that if it cut out the two, honestly.
Yeah, it was. And then he had a lot of musical numbers in there. I didn't really pay much attention to them. They did get a bit of a fast forward.
I don't mind them too much, but I like the ending montage where they go like...
Yeah, the montage and they go through, but they get like a band that like Imagine Dragons.
Right, what is that? People are going mental about. What's the big deal? Does anyone know?
I think they're a band. Like I've always thought they were to be honest, but they nothing like the old Leaders.
Yeah.
I think it's something like they were like up and coming when he first started the Game Awards, so he sort of thought it'd be nostalgic to bring them back. But yeah, it's just like, no one gives a shit, mate. We got fucking Sting playing at the beginning because it was in that arcane thing.
Sting was on there,
yeah. Get him off, fucking old pup.
Get the real Sting from AEW.
Yeah, get him in with his fucking baseball bat tearing this shit up.
That's what people want to see. But yeah, the balance is clearly off. I mean, it was more ads and
the fucking categories as well. It was like some of the streaming categories, like best athlete. Right,
athlete.
What athlete? What training's that cunt doing with his thumbs? Athlete, team, manager.
Yep, coach. Yeah, best esports event.
Event, yeah. That's 4 esports. Like, Jesus Christ. Then you got the streaming cunts, creators. Never heard of any of them.
No. We're not on there, so don't care about that.
Yeah, exactly. Not interested. But yeah, lots of awards and lots of it just sort of takes away the meaning of it, to be honest. Like you say, them ones where it's just like, here's the list of nominees, winner is.
Yeah, it's like, do you care? No. Clearly you don't even care about that one, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not even going to get their thoughts heard. I liked that best independent game went to Kena and best debut indie went to Kena.
Yes, I was hoping.
I'd called that out last week that I'd like to see them get at least one of those, so that was nice to see. Not saying the others didn't deserve it, but because I've not played them, I actually only have played 12 minutes, which wouldn't have beaten Kena in my eyes, but I liked that game. I've enjoyed it. I think people should give it a go if they're interested. But yeah. Again, I think it's too long, as we've said. We got some good stuff, and we'll get to that, very, very shortly. But overall, I'm always a man of let's just keep these things lean. Let's lean them out a bit. Let's trim the fat, shall we? And
bloat.
Yeah,
a lot of bloat.
This is the creed of showcases and ceremonies.
I keep getting too excited. Like, I keep thinking that there's going to be this fucking jaw-dropping reveal.
Yeah.
And the dream's going to come true every fucking time I do it.
We did it to ourselves by talking about it last week. Metal Gear remakes chucked about. Bioshock Infinite. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 has been thrown around and none of them appeared. So we left.
There was a lot that we talked about that just didn't even get a sniff.
No.
I think maybe the biggest thing that might have been the most angriest thing I've ever done is old Del Toro when he mentions Silent Hill.
There's 2 points to that. First of all, Kojima wasn't even there. Like, he made a big thing about his appearance. He introduced that film that Del Toro's doing with William Dafoe and whatnot. And all those business. And he said, I've got nothing to say, basically. I'll be back next year. And it was like, okay, token gesture. And then, Del Toro to say, and like drop massive hints about Silent Hill.
I was going to say, yeah.
And I don't know whether it's because we had that Slitterhead that come along, which was by, I think he worked on the original Silent Hill, didn't he, Toyama?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if they were just saying, this can be the new Silent Hill.
Yeah, because it can.
Don't drop shit like that,
Del
Toro.
I know. Yeah, does he know? I don't know. I got from that's definitely happening, and that's possibly what Kojima's coming back next year with. But again, it's probably just red herrings, and he fucking loves it. But he just chuck that in, and everyone's like, right, what's going on here then? Don't be doing that. Fucking prick.
Well,
but
let's get into some of the bits and pieces we saw. I mean, to me, there was one, because we like to see gameplay.
Yes.
I like gameplay and launch windows. We didn't get a launch window for this, which was disappointing, but we did get to see, some actual gameplay of the thing itself, and it was jaw-droppingly good. It looked like CG, and I was like, here we go, CG 2. We're of course talking about Hellblade 2, Senua's Sage, and this is exactly what Xbox needed. Some bollard grabber like this. I know Gears of War has looked good in the past, but it's fucking Gears of War. Like, something like Hellblade. I was like, this is it.
Really.
These are the sort of bollard grabbers we do. Now I'm going to preface the conversation by saying I actually didn't like Hellblade the original as much as most people did. I found the puzzles to be just so poorly implemented that I didn't enjoy it as much. But the potential was there. Now they've got the backing of Microsoft. You think, well, they could probably do a better job. So I do have slight concerns, but Ninja Theory showing all the right things anyway. But I mean, walk us through this one, because it was just an absolute fucking stunning looking game. And now I know there's fucking blue bloods crying, going, well, they hardly did anything. They were just running away. And I was like, well, that's true. There wasn't a lot of interactivity here. But they still said that is a running part of the game, and you'll be controlling Senua. So they're all trying to do smoke and mirrors during this stage. So we just accept it for what it is, and it'll come out in the wash when it does eventually launch. But what was your thoughts on this bad boy?
Cool, tasty. It reminded me, and this is not a dig. This is
cool. He's shitting on them.
When I first saw Rise, I was like, cool, this is next gen. Remember Rise?
Yeah.
And it was very, very reminiscent of the chucking spears. And,
best 900p game ever made, some people say.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's very... I was very impressed. Again, I was confused as to whether it was the beginning of an intro to a cutscene. I love that they are going to continue her mental illness side, or the fucking voice in her head, because that was such a good such a good implementation in the game. Like, just that having to wear, well, not having to, but very highly recommended wearing headphones whilst playing this game. But yeah, I thought it looked insanely gorgeous. I woke up, I missed it. I fell asleep quite early, so I didn't watch it live.
No, I didn't either. There's no way. I watched it in the morning.
No. Woke up in the morning and sort of just scoured through Twitter and found a few of the trailers and watched them. So it was like watching it on my phone. It was pretty I don't know what, it's probably 1080p or something. And then it weren't until in the evening when I watched it back in the 4K stream, I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah. Dave Bautista. Crawling his way through. Big Dave. So, yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless for what they can include in this. Like, we obviously there was a lot of like mythical stuff that was in the first game.
Yeah.
It looks like they're continuing that, but yeah, just this. I don't know, what is it? They just went into like a cave and was chased by some fucking started attack. I don't know what he did. He just looked like he'd had a little swim, and then he went to lay down and have a nap.
He just crawled in, just like had a little swim, like you said. He was having a little sleep, and then they fucking chucked what looked like oil and tar, and then throwing flames at him. I was like, the poor bastard. I'd react like that. I think I've got woken up.
Yeah. I was like, right, and then they're chasing him. The fire effects looking like the lighting looked incredible. That sort of the way it was glistening off the water, and I
want to pop it on the OLED. Actually, the trailer. I haven't had a chance to do that. And turn the lights off as well, and just have it like.
Yeah, it's a very dark, very dingy, atmospheric trailer, but yeah, it does look very good. The soundtrack sounds back on point as well. Yeah. That very, that Valheim era time. Valheim. But this looks. I think this is one that Jim's like, fucking hell, why did we let them buy that company? You bastards. Because we had they had it on console first?
Yeah, it came to PlayStation first, so they had it, and then eventually came to. I think it might have been PC as well, but it wasn't on Xbox to start with, and then eventually came, and that was when Microsoft bought them. I think they bought. That year, or in that 18 months, they bought Playground, Compulsion, and then these guys, and maybe a couple of others. And I thought Ninja Theory have got the biggest potential if they can be let off I wasn't expecting them to do another Hellblade, but they have. They've gone down that road. No. Maybe they'll change the focus and whatnot. We don't really know what the game's going to play like or be like.
No. That's the thing. Like, I know you didn't like. I did. I loved that game. Like the first one, I thought it was brilliant. But much like yourself, I thought the puzzles were very infuriating.
You're walking under those archways where the world would change when you walked through them.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what am I doing here?
Oh god, yeah, I did get tangled up in that for quite a while.
I got through it, but I don't know how. I never worked out what I was supposed to do. I did it by fluke.
Yeah, just go. Oh right, and the fucking symbols. The symbols, fuck me. But the other thing is, I thought was the combat felt very indie game. It wasn't feel as snap, especially after playing that. And I think I played that and then went on, or vice versa, was God of War. So just feeling how sort of snappy and responsive the combat for that, and then going to that Hellblade. Yeah. So with a bit of luck, they spent some fucking long time, and they'd been playing with their bollocks in fucking Iceland, was it? And that was the last update we heard.
Yeah. It sounded like it was a mile away. Well, it may well still be a mile away because they didn't drop a 2022 or even 2023 like some games were doing window on it. So I mean, it's optimistically you think maybe 2022, but I think realistically 2023 would be the one. But yeah, this was definitely for me. And the weird thing was, this was like the best thing in my eyes that we saw.
Yeah,
right at the beginning. This was like the first 25 minutes or 30 minutes. And I was like, if this is one of the early ones, what are we going to see later on? And nothing touched this.
No. Well, when I watched it in the morning, I think I watched like a collection of videos and they put this one last. So I just assumed that this was the fucking grand finale. And everyone's like, all right. So yeah, then obviously watching the full stream back and blow for blow, I was like, cool, early doors. But yeah, we didn't really get I thought there'd be like a one last thing, after the award, but they sort of done the award and cut it off. I went, no, ta-ta. I suppose Joseph had already sworn and ruined it for everyone. I probably had something lined up.
Yeah.
But it definitely looked good. And I think, Jimmy's probably sitting there thinking, fucking bastards on that one. Because, that was by far the best looking game. And pretty much probably the big, that's not announcement because it was already announced, but certainly something that we hadn't seen for fucking ages. And it's nice to see gameplay. Like you say, all we get is these fucking CGI tutters.
Yeah, or short teasers and whatnot.
Yeah, so to see a nice gameplay walkthrough, good 5 minutes.
Little segment.
Yeah, segment. I love them.
Yeah. But that's
remember when they used to put them on the stage pretending to play it as well. Like, you ain't playing this.
I always remember Final Fantasy 15 where they actually did do a live demo and the guy doing it was really struggling. He was really getting the snot kicked out of him by one of the bosses. I was like, this game looks awful.
I remember that.
But I'm sure it's not the game. I'm pretty sure it's this guy really getting it wrong.
Yeah, I think I remember that now.
It's funny. But good news. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get overly excited because we don't know when it's going to come. But ultimately, now we've had a good look at it, it appears as though Ninja Theory are going down the high-powered fidelity route and they've got something that looks really special. And I just hope the rest of the package of the game comes through as well, and we'll find out more. I suspect next year at some point, probably E3, there'll be release window announced then, so we'll find out more.
They ain't even got a Wikipedia page. That's how behind they are.
Oh, bloody hell.
Jesus me. Christ.
Phil should be doing that himself. He should be jumping on and going, right, I need to be importing this and doing it.
Yeah.
There you go. Next one, I'm going to select Alan Wake 2. So we got a debut trailer of this. It's 10 years since the sequel, I think. Maybe it would be 11 years, but this is the one they said come in 2023. And I was
he didn't. He cut the shit, and he was like, "Well, they've just remastered Wake. They've done like a DLC or some sort of DLC for Control, didn't they? Was that like the AWE?
Yes.
AEW. I never played that. I still don't play fucking Control, but. Yes, this was the thing. I was going to say I didn't expect it. It was still a bit of a surprise. When you think about it, after them doing that DLC and then re-releasing 2, it sort of makes sense that they would make a 2. The game does. I mean, I really enjoyed the game, and it does sort of have this sort of quite a big cult following.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm not surprised, but I think good old Sam cut the shit, and he's like, "Look. It's coming, but you ain't getting it yet."
Yeah, it's coming 2023, and we're saying nothing from now on. So see you next year. So it's like, okay, fair enough. One interesting thing that because I cut back to Sam and Jeff was interviewing him after they showed it, the interesting bit of detail was that he basically said it's going to be a survival horror game. Because Alan Wake was it wasn't really survival horror. It had horror elements to it, but it was more of an action game. Whereas he made it clear that they wanted to build a survival horror game. And given some of the good stuff that Remedy's done in terms of atmosphere and presentation, might be a good way of going.
I've not played Control, so from what I've seen, though, there's a little bit in that, isn't there?
A little bit. There's like themes of it. Certainly, there's horror themes, but it's an action game out and out, so you're not going to be struggling with ammo. Like survival horror is very specific.
Survival. Yeah,
that is nowhere near feet up territory.
Could be cock up ass for me. I'd be shitting myself.
Yeah.
If he goes first person, that's game over.
That's it.
No, I'm sure he won't. But...
So good. I think that we kind of not expected this, but when there's a remaster that appeared earlier in the year, a lot of people were speculating that maybe 2's going to be announced, and here it is. So that gets to continue.
I'm surprised Xbox haven't snapped them up. They've always had sort of a good sort of relationship with them, and they've sort of launched a game like Control was a bit of a exclusive for a while, wasn't it?
I think it came day and date. They had what's the name, didn't they? Quantum Break.
Quantum Break.
That was a full-blown exclusive. So, but this is multiplayer. I think Epic are funding it, so that'll be going wherever it can on that Epic store, probably.
On that new fucking Unreal 5, which we'll talk about later, maybe.
Yes, potentially.
Could potentially.
I think they were saying that Hellblade was in Unreal 5, so that's maybe why it looks so fucking good. But exciting stuff. Star Wars Eclipse.
Star Wars Eclipse.
Quantum Dream, makers of Heavy Rain, Detroit. Another game that's escaping me. I've done sort of 3 of them for PlayStation.
Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain, Detroit.
What's the other one? Beyond Good and...
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls.
Two Souls. That's the one. That's the fucking...
So this was very much concept.
Yeah.
We don't know what it...
The trailer is incredible. Like, if this was a trailer for like a new TV show coming out, I'd be like, cool, look at this. Don't know what it means. Like... luckily, I follow this YouTuber that's like the biggest Star Wars nerd ever, and he like broke it down. So basically, it's set. I think he said it was about 800 years or before.
800 years after the Old Republic, 200 years before the sequels.
So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
High Republic era, they call it.
High Republic era.
Golden Age.
All going to be sort of choice things, so that's going to be quite fun. It looks like, your character, you can choose what you're going to be like, you could have a fucking Jedi, it could be a robot or whatever. I mean, I really like Detroit. I've played it twice, I think, I still got to go through it again to get that platinum. I thought that was cool. It was quite underrated, to be honest. But yeah, that's done by the same team, the potential is very good. The trouble is with these games, is they're walking fucking movies, really. You ain't doing a lot on that stick.
So this is the thing. They have... The reporting is that this is going to be action-adventure. So it's going to have more action elements to it. But we've never seen Quantic Dream do anything majorly action-heavy. So there's questions to be asked there as to how they implement that. They have been a narrative-focused, choice-driven studio for the most part. So if they can somehow make this play like a good action game... and have retained the amount of choice and narrative beats they normally can put in, it could be something pretty good. But some people just hate their work and won't be interested in this. But
it's difficult.
But
I've played a couple. I haven't played that Beyond, but I mean, the Star Wars world is again so expansive that they can pull shit from it, add stuff to it. You got fucking Yoda in the trailer, so.
Well, is it actually Yoda though? Is it just an Yoda creature?
Is it Mandalorian? Is it fucking Grogu? The baby Yoda. Grogu, yeah. Did you watch?
I watched it. I
didn't
retain anything out of that.
Disgusting. Grogu's him as an adult. People were saying, but. Yeah, there's space. Like, are they going to include stuff in space? Like, are you going to be fucking dogfighting in the sky? I don't know. The potential's there, but again, it's a fucking trailer. I got nothing from the trailer. It looked cool as shit, but like, I mean,
we know it's happening.
In terms of like, yeah, that's it. Basically, because the same message would have come across if they would have just shown a picture of the title and then right under setting the high, fucking whatever it's called, what's it called?
High Republic.
High Republic era. That's it. If they just wrote that on the screen, I would have got the same message
Yeah.
from that. But no, they showed a lot of cool shit. Like, oh, I wonder how much that trailer probably cost. Fucking shitloads. But yeah, yeah, I'm interested. But well, I mean, we got nothing.
No, nothing at all.
Don't even know when.
No, a lot of a lot of the stuff didn't have specific dates, but you know, it's the way it is. Slitterhead,
Yeah.
Boki Games,
Oh,
Toyama.
New studio. He's gone right. I'll fucking show you how horror's made. After Kojima's fucking about, goes yeah, fucking. And now this looked mental. It
Yeah,
it
it
looked
did look mad.
like he's obviously Japanese, but the engine looked very much like Yakuza's engine. I felt. What did you think of this?
Yeah, it looked okay. Like it looks like weird. Again, it wasn't a lot, so it's hard to really make a judgment call.
It looked a bit like funny rather than
I
like
didn't
out and
like
out horror.
I didn't like the tone of like the music they played.
Yeah,
I was a bit like it's a bit upbeat. Like maybe
it
it's
was like upbeat, and then like the bit at the end, it had like some fucking
woman on a
in
balcony.
That.
I mean, the creatures look
Fucking
fucking
like-
sick. Yeah, like the slitterheads.
Yeah.
I'm assuming what they are. They look fucking revolting, which is what you want. But
Yeah.
I don't know, look, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
But
see.
yeah, nice to the studio. See if he's still got it. Oh, Toyota.
Chucked it, I
Toyota
reckon.
boy.
One for Salmon, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate coming to PC. In fact, it's out this week, so people can do that.
Oh shit! When's that? It's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, Thursday. This felt like again, I suppose it is not going to be a huge announcement, but just sort of felt like it was a bit brushed over.
There's loads of people waiting to play that.
And another thing is like they only showed. I'm sure it's the full game, but they only showed the Integrate part of it. They didn't show any of the actual full game. It was just the Integrate cutscenes or something.
Well, the game.
I'm sure it is the full.
Oh, it is. It's that basically. It's the PS5 release, which had the
Right,
Integrate
yeah.
stuff with it. So, yeah, that's one for Salmon to get his hands on. A Plague Tale Requiem. We saw another trailer for that coming 2022, coming to Game Pass. Dying Light CGI trailer, trying to go for the Dead Island, heartbreaking
I
stuff,
thought that.
but didn't quite work. That's still coming in February 2022. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, what did you see? I've been like when this was first announced, I was like, "Cool, this looks interesting." After seeing that the other day, I was like,
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like, and this proved to be wrong based on reception. Like I feel the same way I did about Guardians of the Galaxy when we first saw that. Like, but Guardians of the Galaxy's turned out, for all intents and purposes, pretty good, and I'm very much looking forward to playing that. So maybe this will be the same. Rocksteady back from the bins, but
yeah, possibly.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's been in our brains for so long. You think it leaked like fucking years ago, then you know it's been announced and whatnot. So we've kind of known this is what the idea was going to be. Maybe after time our brains are getting fed up with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just it was just like I don't know.
And are we only taking down the Flash, or are we killing the whole Justice League?
I don't know,
because he was the big feature of this.
He was, yeah.
Was
so
he
maybe
one mission?
you go through boss. But I mean, how are you taking down Superman? He's literally a
How are you
god.
taking down Flash?
Oh, he's fast.
He's
as
fucking
shit,
impossible,
so.
really, when you think about the logistics of it. You ain't going to stop him.
No. So yeah, it's interesting that like everyone's got superhero powers. You like fucking portals and fucking running around with fucking got shark with guns and it's like, right, what's going on here, eh? So yeah, it just looked a bit like it was just too much going on for me, and I was like, right. So yeah, I was a bit downbeat off that, but I don't know if that's the trailer's fault or how late it probably was in the show, and I was like, oh, come on, mate, what's going on here?
Wasn't incredible, was it? Finally getting the Cuphead DLC, 30th of June 2022. That has been on fucking people's.
I'm surprised they haven't just made a second game yet.
I know. It's been on people's fantasy gaming league for about 3 years now, this DLC. So now they've got. I'm sure they've had a date before, so you know that could easily.
Is there only one DLC? Is there?
Oh, you know what? I actually don't know now because in my head it is. Or it isn't, rather, but it might just be this has been knocking around so long that actually it is. I don't know.
Potentially
Potentially could be that.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Monolith. The only good again, Turt, wasn't it? Just concept Turt. But Monolith are doing it.
Yep. And it was going to implement the Nemesis, which is what's he saying? Snatch.
Oh, do you know what Nemesis means? No, I could almost do that word for word for a while, but I've forgotten. A righteous infliction of retribution manifested by an appropriate agent. In this case, an horrible cunt. Me. It's not quite right, but it's about as close as I can get it.
That's the best you could get. But yeah, it's good to see that they're going to be in because that was by far. I mean, that's the only thing that kept me going in Shadow of War.
Is Wonder Woman an IP that you're interested in, and for like Monolith as well, considering the two games we've had out of them for the Lord of the Rings? Like, to me, like Wonder Woman's a bit like, what's her power? Is she just good at fighting, or is she just Juliana Pena? Is that what she is? Just like
yeah, she is literally the new champ.
Did she have any powers?
I think she does. She wears them
gauntlets
that can make her.
But is that her, or someone built it to her and gone?
No.
Is it a Bruce Wayne where someone's given it her?
I think she might be a bit of a Bruce Wayne. She's got like a lasso of truth,
whip.
Is it? Whip. She can fly, but again, I think it might be them
gauntlets doing it.
Gauntlets thing. So yeah, she's
a bit of a cheat.
Yeah, she's a bit of a cheat. But yeah, I've got to say, there's been rumours that they're working on a new IP.
And this was it.
Rocksteady, and the rumours were that it was going to be Superman, and I was thinking, God, like a Superman game in the ilk of Arkham would have been amazing. But yeah, Wonder Woman, I mean, again, probably, a bit like fucking Guardians. We're probably like, did we need this? And it could be a good, but yeah, I'm a bit downbeat on it. Didn't see anything, especially when you're comparing this to Wolverine. I mean, they both show the same thing, but I am much more up for Wolverine.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know you can hear the people saying that's sexist because Wolverine's a man. But
with all due respect, Monolith are not Insomniac, and that's
that
as
is
simple
very
as that.
true.
And
They
Wolverine's
have a
fucking
very
cool.
Yeah,
I've just said Wonder
true.
Woman. What's she doing? Flying with gauntlets. Yeah. Get her out of here.
Exactly.
Get someone interesting.
Get her out of here. So yeah, putting that in the bins.
Anything else on your side before we get to
having a little
the playable piece that sort of links into this?
Oh, what about that? I didn't realise. I thought this was a new IP. Telltale coming back from the dead with The Expanse.
Yes.
I didn't realise this was a sci-fi TV series. It's got about 5 series.
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon, that one.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime. So yeah, they're sort of Telltale back again. It looked like a Telltale game, i.e. the fucking animations looked like stiff wooden turt out Skyrim. Yeah, I'm kind of like over Telltale now after they finished The Walking Dead, and that was all rigmarole because they nearly got fucking liquidated, didn't they, halfway through?
Oh, cool. Yes, yeah.
Just feel like perhaps I don't know.
No.
But I don't know much about I've heard good things about The Expanse. A lot of people love it, but I don't. Without watching it, it's hard for me to say whether I'd enjoy it.
That's the thing as well. Like,
and do I need to be watching that TV show first or not?
This is the thing. Like, when I found out it was a TV series, I was like, well, I ain't watching 5 series. If this was like a new game and it's about like some fucking cool space thing with Telltale on it, maybe I might have a sniff. But I ain't watching 5 series of some show just to get invested and go, right, I need to get the fucking shit. I need to get all the fucking little bits in here. Other games that have now become thing Forspoken.
Yeah,
I don't know why that game's like now. The trouble is, it could be a death loop. Like before, I was like, and it could be a fucking beast. But I got another one. I was just like,
Deathloop couldn't get over the line even at the Game Awards. So is it a beast? Yeah, Forsaken again. We see more of. We saw Crossfire X, which is like a multiplayer shooter between Smilegate and Remedy. I think that's coming to Xbox only to start with. But again, it's coming in like early February, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Destiny 2 back from the bins.
I don't care.
I don't even think Dave's playing it anymore, is he?
No, he has for a while now.
Bless him. Sonic. We're getting a Sonic. It looked a bit like... I got vibes of fucking Shadows of the Colossus on this. I was like, right, who's touching this?
Don't compare that.
Don't compare that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Right, who's making these fucking horror games.
Is it another 4v1, I assume?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. They're just churning them out. What are we getting next? A fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. Come on, what are we playing at? So yeah, there was nothing real. I'm just looking at the list now.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion coming summer 2022.
I haven't even played the first one yet.
I forgot about that.
Still on the fucking list. I bought that this year. I played about 10 hours. I was like, yeah, I'll finish that one day, but I think I burnt ourselves out.
Yeah, I've done 90 hours of World, so to jump into Rise is big, especially on that old slop, the Switch, like the most inconvenient way for me to play a game, and the worst way because it's an underpowered. Well, it's not underpowered. It is what it is, a handheld, but you know, it's coming to PC, so maybe I'll grab it then, but. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a bit of a. There wasn't any. I know we've missed stuff in there. There's like other bits and pieces that people would have been like, "Oh, about this," a few indie titles and whatnot. But overall, those are the sort of things that I say caught my eye, but I sort of just put them on here to fill time. A lot of it, didn't really have much of an opinion on it. Xbox had the sort of out of the big three best showings with just Hellblade 2. Sony pretty much absent other than the new cut together trailer for Horizon Forbidden West, which did look cool because we saw we saw some new machines, like there's a Cobra machine I was like, oh shit. So that was quite cool, but you know, that's a known quantity at this point. And then Nintendo I think showed 2 montage trailers and no Zelda, so it was like it's the end of those.
Nothing though, not even a fucking Mario Party game or anything. No Pokemon, absolute nada.
Asleep at the fucking wheel. Everyone was really.
I was gonna say So I know it's been a funny year, a lot of delays and shit, but I mean we're going into a new year here. Probably gonna be another one, riddled with fucking Omicron, but but yeah, what we playing at?
Don't know. 2022 though is looking stacked just in February, so I think we're going to have a better year, you know, and a more pumped out year. I think we'll get to the summer and think, I wish it was quieter so I could catch up on things. Like you'll realise the amount of time squandered this year and be like, bloody hell, we could have done more. Yeah. But there is a slight link from general news and coverage of the Game Awards, which will close our impressions down now. Way too long, and
way too long.
One really good thing I think I saw, and then the rest was all forgettable.
Yeah,
the awards ceremony is a bit of a joke.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 different musical performances.
How many ads?
I mean, well, fuck me. How many presenters here? Fuck me, they got fucking.
They had a shitload.
Cool. They got old fucking.
They had Jim Carrey down as a presenter. He just sent a phone video over of him going mental with a Scottish accent. Bizarrest fucking bit. That bloke is since he's fucking. I nearly called the police and said I need to get around to wherever Jim Carrey is. I think he's lost the plot.
Yeah.
Send someone round.
If it comes out in years to come, like he's a massive fucking LSD user or something, and he just takes fucking like the crazy drugs that make him go think. I'm like, right, makes sense. But if they go, no, he never touched a drop in his life. That's all from his brain. You go, right, let's get that looked into because he's fucking bonkers.
Madness, but funny old show. Too long, and we saw a couple of good things, I guess. One in particular, but roll on next year. We'll start playing some games shortly. But there was a nice. Well, I thought I haven't played it yet, so maybe you'll tell me it might have been a waste of time. But there was a nice link, a nice little shadow drop type deal that we had. The Matrix Awakens, an Unreal Engine 5 experience. This was revealed by Keanu and Carrie Ann, and it's available to download for free on PS5 and Xbox Series S and X. I think it's about 25 gig or something. I've downloaded it but not had a chance to play it. You've gone through it. You've been watching or starting to watch the old films in preparation for this sort of resurrection coming out the bins. So
playing fucking game. They've got bloody who's our friend? Who's the German? Shelley. I got Shelley messaging me halfway through films, getting me to play Halo. Go, look, pack it in. Trying to watch a film here, bless you. No, I'll play with him one day. But yes, I did. Yeah, watching the film halfway through the second, it's a bag of shit compared to the first. That first, if they left that as a standalone film, incredible.
Could they? I can't remember the details of it. Could they have left it as standalone and then been
they.
Because it's
I
a
mean,
big
it did
overarching
wrap up.
story that needs shutting down. That's what I remember.
Yeah. I think people would have still wanted more.
Yeah.
Because it did. It sort of left it open a little bit, but it sort of wrapped up Neo's
Yeah,
story to
he's
an
like,
extent
yeah,
when he becomes. I mean, fucking hell, this film's
origins.
20 years old now, so we can spoil it.
No, you
Surely.
can't. No spoilers on this show.
So when he becomes like the one, then that sort of ends it. But yeah, people are going to be going, giving me more. But yeah, so I'm working my way through there. Yeah, this like, I knew this was going to be a tech demo. I was like, right. I hadn't really seen much of it. Just see that people were saying like, cool. I think I see there was like a Digital Foundry video, which I was listening to yesterday. I was like, fuck me. But yeah, this I got to say, this is mind blowing.
Is it?
You need to watch. It is. I didn't think it would be. I tell you what is mind blowing is the fucking frame rate, but I'll get to that in a second. That's not mind blowing. But so this is it's 30 gig, I think, as well for a demo. So it's cut into 3 phases or whatever. You've got like an introduction to it, which is a video and the game running this sort of video tech all in engine,
Right.
and it's all Keanu talking, and
It's not actually Keanu talking.
It's Keanu who's been. This is all directed by the Wachowski. Oh no, I've got to get this right now.
Yeah.
The Wachowski sister.
Okay.
That she actually had an involvement in this. So it's all the team that actually worked on the new film and all that, and it's Keanu talking about and. Is it Carrie Ann Moss? Is it the other one? Yeah. So it's them two talking about like when they started doing Matrix, that they sort of thought at the time like this could lend itself to gaming and what will gaming look like in years to come. And it's talking about playing on the Matrix theme, what is real life and stuff. And as it's doing that, it's literally like transitioning from an actual video of Keanu
So from live action
to live action to the Keanu in this Unreal 5 engine.
Cool.
And honestly, just like watching it, I was like, and then he even like jokes in it and says like, "What's real?" And you're like, "Hang on, right? Is that him? Hang on, is that him?" And I was like, genuinely just like, "Fucking hell!" Then when he starts like they start implementing it quite well. They do the scene where he's fucking doing the backflip thing. And then they have him walking in the background. You can see it's a game rather than a thing, but like the level of detail is just like insane, and it's really good how they blend it. Then you play through. It feels like a sort of VR game, basically. Do you remember that game? I think Biff had it. It was like a London heist thing where it's like a chase sequence, but basically
light
it's just
gun
like this
sequence.
Basically,
without the light gun.
Without the light gun, you've got a trigger, but you're just playing through that. And honestly, like, I don't know what I'd say has felt the most next gen this year, like in terms of visuals. Possibly something like Ratchet, maybe. I don't know. In terms of visual fidelity and sort of just like cool. Maybe, I mean, Miles in some instances look very good, like the ray tracing. But this, you can tell, like this would never ever run on consoles at 60. No, this is the only trouble. We're going back to old school now. But it's like a quality mode just amped up because it's by far the best looking thing I've ever seen that runs on a console. So yeah, you play through this chase sequence that's very, very cinematic, very Matrix, very explosion heavy, but it's unbelievable. The visual fidelity. You're like, oh, what is this? Is this what games are going to be?
How much
really
interaction is there though?
Literally just shooting. That's it.
Right.
That's all you can do. Is it just targets the wheels of the cars and you shoot the wheels.
You don't have to aim.
No, no. You can just click left and right to which one shoots. There's very minimal action. That's what people go. Well, you ain't doing fuck all. You're pressing a button. It's like a cutscene. Like, well, but then you not realise it's all in game. Then once that happens, then you are given a character to walk around.
Open world
That is, oh my god, it's just jaw dropping, and it's also got like you're given something like the debug option, so you can like. If you could like mod like GTA, so you can turn off like the traffic, the population density. Yeah. Then you can like fly. Your character don't fly, but you turn into like a first-person drone, and you can travel in this world. And I mean, oh my god, if GTA ever looks like this world, It's fucking insane, and it's really cool. Like, there's no end game to it, so you're literally just walking around an open world. But
Can you do
there are
anything?
like, no, not really. And I think unless there is stuff to do, I
Can't
just
like
haven't really
hijack a
found
car
out.
or anything.
You
No.
you can nick car, or only parked cars. You can't hijack
Okay.
cars. And if you run over people, they just like disappear into the little
Yeah.
green matrix stuff. But the car crashes, like no car will crash the same. Every single time you hit a car differently, the damage will be different and it will react differently. Like if you smash your car into a wall, the car will just stop.
Yeah.
Like it's really realistic. But buildings, you'll zoom into a building, so it's pretty much like a photo mode, but you'll look into it and it will show you. There's like a mode on it where it'll show you sort of how many fucking billion polygons is and all the different detail they're using. All the ray tracing. It's basically like it's like a game that you put on your PC, just maxed up to the absolute fucking max, and the game's just like the best looking game you can find. I mean, you can scroll up to build like when you see like it looks a lot like I think it's based on New York. I don't think it is New York, but do you know like on Spider-Man when you're sort of like core looking around the environment, you'll be like, fuck me. And then when you go up to the window and you look into a shop or something, you'll be like, oh, it's just like a still picture. Every single fucking like window in every single building is like a fully furnished room inside it. And then that's the waypoints I was telling you about. There's like all these little dots hidden around the city. You're not hidden, they're on the fucking map. But they're all information based. So you go to one and it will just be like a plaque and it will tell you a little bit information about this demo. So it will say like there's, I don't know, 30,000 different cars you can drive. This city is populated. Like not, I'll tell you what, this is the biggest thing that old John Linneman and the boys were saying. There is not a single bit of popping in this game. It is
Really?
all physically right. Like just to see it running, there's not a single bit of fucking jagged edge. There is nothing. This is flawless. The only terrible thing is you drive that car faster than 30 miles an hour and you're getting 20 frames a second.
Yeah.
So it's running at 30, but fuck me, honestly, like it's jaw dropping. You got to play it after we finish this because it is just like core. But yeah, it's not really much to do. It is very much a visual sort of showcase. It's a bit like, do you remember there was that something of the valleys when they were showing it off? It looked like that Tomb Raider-esque thing. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Where they're walking through. It's a bit like that, but yeah, I've got to say it's just incredible. Go and get it and play it if you can. If you've got an XS or PS5. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to do, but it's just literally to walk around and be like, cool, look at this, zoom into this, and you can change the time of day. You can sort of take the traffic away, take people away, zoom in and out on stuff. Like everything is fucking mental. And then I watched that video, John Linneman, that they done a video talking to like the creators of it and stuff. And apparently the creators of the Matrix people are gonna give this game an asset, like all the millions and millions of assets they've made. They're just gonna give that away to people to make games.
Oh, so
I think
it'd be like in the Unreal Engine with people just to pluck and use.
Yes, so people be like, cool, let me use that lamppost and that. But literally anything. There's like people were taking pictures on Twitter, like photo mode pictures, and there's like pictures of a fucking where you put money in when you're parking, a parking fucking ticket thing, and it just looks insane. There's pictures of like, is this real life? It is insanely gorgeous and definitely by far the most next gen thing I've ever seen on these consoles. Like I say, the only downside is that fucking frame rate because that is a tutter and there's no way to change it. Especially now, like after you were saying. I think it's Tabrici on his podcast saying like, what is the biggest thing from these new consoles? And it is now that we're just so accustomed to that fluid gameplay of 60 FPS. So going back is a bit of a bitch, but when it looks this good and genuinely, like there was a lot of hype when you heard it. So I was like, fucking hell. But really, when you play it for that first time, it's definitely that first. Like, I think if I go back and play it now, I'll be a bit more. I'll start to see the sort of creases and whatnot. But when you go straight into it and play it. Don't watch any YouTube clips. Just literally go and play it on that OLED. Yeah. Black all the lights out, and you'll be like, "Cool." Seeing old Keanu's face, literally fucking like fully rendered, every fucking beard hair, and it is marvel. So yeah, free. Go and play it. Incredible bit of business. Brilliant to see what's coming up for the future. But I do fear. Is it gonna go back to square one again? Or are we gonna get this incredible high fidelity? at the cost of the frame rates again.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern I have. Is does the focus eventually shift towards high fidelity, lower frame rates? I just feel like there's a balance to be had there.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, especially now with these games like fucking Ratchet, I think PlayStation doing a fantastic job. They seem to always release these sort of middle of the ground. You always get this quality and performance, and now we're starting to see a sort of performance plus ray tracing, so we're getting a bit of best of both worlds, and I hope that continues. But
yeah, I just, like Naughty Dog always come along. Their games always look phenomenal, but they've always run at 30.
Yeah,
Last of Us Part 2, Last of Us the first one, and then Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy. But they look amazing. That was always the payoff. But we were in a different landscape there, where most console stuff was 30. Now, not spoiled, but the threshold I feel like has been moved. So just want those fuckers to balance it.
Been any confirmation or anything about Ragnarok, if it's good, and the new fucking Horizon?
I think Horizon has said it will have a performance mode,
right?
Which usually means 60.
I mean, like you say, that normally when those games come out, they are always jaw dropping. I'm sure the new ones will be, but yeah, certainly this is by far the biggest jaw dropping in terms of fidelity in games that I have seen so far. So yeah, do go out, download it, play it. It's like I say, you can spend like if you're just playing it and wandering around, you can spend. It's probably only about half hour long.
Yeah.
But if you go around the whole world, there's fucking hours in there, but it's not really much to do. But yeah, that jaw will be dropped, I can assure you. Especially at the frame rate as well. You'll go, oh, what is this? But yeah,
I'm assuming it's because the new film is utilising Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal Engine, like the Mandalorian has done. I'm assuming this is linked to that.
Gotta be, because it does look movie quality. Like there's scenes in it where you see like a fucking car flip and explode, and I'll be like, cool. Is that a cutscene? Oh no, that's actual in game. I'm pressing buttons. Wow, incredible. So yeah, really good. Really does excite me for this fucking Unreal, and it sounds like we're on the cusp already. Games are gonna be on it. Fucking love it.
Wow.
Wish I could make games.
Oh no. That would be
sad, isn't it? Sitting in your room playing games. Not for me.
Not for me. I like it. Bloody repeats. Well, that's it really. I mean, I was going to speak to you, was thinking of maybe doing a bit of Halo, but I haven't got through the campaign.
Nah.
I don't think you have either. I've played like a couple of hours. All I'll say is that it's up there with one of the slowest, most diabolical starts since Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the whole Norway escapade. So I was really not enjoying the first couple of hours of Halo Infinite. I was like, why are we doing this? We all know it's an open world-ish game, but that's not going to be a major moment for us to discover. Why put me through these fucking corridors, these shitty old spaceships, blah blah blah? I was getting annoyed. It got to the point where I got to the open world bit. I did the mission there, like the skirmish that you're involved in, and I was like, I have to go away from this for a while. I was just so mind-numbingly bored. And I came back to it and then played about half an hour and then about another hour or so of the open world parts and thought, right, now this is much better because there's a lot more things you can do. But any light early impressions?
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy the first thing. I didn't think it was as bad as thing, but I do get your points. It is very, especially when you know, like, this is the big focal change. You're like, right, it's rather long.
I think they thought they were doing like some sort of Fallout 3 moment where you come out of the fucking vault.
Yeah, I think there was,
But I was so annoyed by that, and I was like...
Yeah, it did seem very long for what it was. Like we knew we was getting. I was like, right, okay. But yeah, in terms of level, I think I've only played about 4.5 hours. I was quite glad because I've stuck some hours into the multiplayer. So I was like, right, I'm not going to know how long I've played the campaign. But if you do go into your load, it does tell you how many. So I'm about 4.5 hours in, but I'm playing it as a bloater. I'm clearing everything down. It's all these little fucking marks and shit. It's quite good because there's some fun things to do. Some of these like high fucking ranking people that walk around. You can sort of take them out, go and save your pals and stuff and get some missions. So it's really cool. The world does feel a bit Baron-esque in terms of not being able to... There's a couple of things I've found. There's been a few little sort of Easter eggy things. I've went and found some like room, and there's like a fucking arcade in there.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
I've heard there's loads of Easter eggs in this.
Loads of little things like that, but it's very far and few between. But yeah, enjoying it pretty far. Yes, it's all right. It's good. It's good. Runs very well. Very good on that X, and I need to get stuck into it really. But
yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I mean, I once got to the open world bit, I was enjoying. I felt much more at ease, and I was enjoying it. So, hoping to get it done in the next week or so. I don't think it's overly long. I think it's longer than Halo 5, which is no difficult task, but it's not like 30 hours. Well, it might be if I keep trying to. I went and spent about an hour trying to swing through this little area that I probably wasn't supposed to go. Oh, that was the wrong way to go in hindsight. But I did find a skull for my trouble, which I've heard are quite hard to discover.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never found one of them yet. There's one on the map, but I ain't got anything. I can't get up there.
Can't get up to it, no. But we'll return with some thoughts on that. We've only got one proper show left, so. We'll see how much we can get through this week. If we've got full impressions, we'll do it. But I'm not going to waffle anymore. We've done the Shame Awards for 2021. Keely's ad-driven fucking 3 and 3/4 hours to it. We've told you that the best thing that's come out of it is to go and play that Matrix Awakens and Unreal Engine experience. Half an hour of your life. That sounds like a worthwhile investment. And we've touched upon Halo, foreshadowing a future deep dive into that game. But for this week, nothing more for us to say here other than thanks for your time and ta-da.
This was a Dimp Digital production.